They might like catch your bad vibe.
Be nice to readers. Like a
last weekend.
Like a fair.
It's a fair. It's like a fair without candy and food. Hi, I'm Lana Vampana, and this is
Eruca Rose.
And this is Lunar Monday, and today we're talking about tarot cards and oracle cards. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, hi. Yeah. We got 6 of Cups just now. What was I thinking about?
Yeah,
I was thinking about when I got a reading.
Like a memory.
I guess so. That makes sense. So yeah, sometimes
that one's really cute interpretation of that card.
Isn't it? It's really sweet, like childhood.
It's a sweet card.
Memories. But yeah, I was thinking about the last tarot reading that I got when I went to Eruca, and it was at that little I forgot what it was called. It's like they travel and like do different events. There was one in Fort Smith
like
last weekend.
Like a fair?
It's a fair. It's like a fair without candy and food. Well, it's kind of like a craft fair, but with readers.
Like an event.
Yeah.
Event.
I went to an event and I got a reading, and it was really good. It was a really special reading. I really liked it.
So I was like, it must have been good. It seems like that card flew out and it's like a happy memory, like a good one.
Yeah.
Be nice to readers.
Oh yeah, let's like what to expect when you're getting a reading. Don't expect them to like just know everything about you.
That's not what they're trying to do. It's not what they're there for. Another thing I'll get a lot is people trying to test the cards with me. And if you go in there with a bad intention, just trying to like mess around, like you're gonna get out of it what you put into it. So if you show up just trying to like prove cards wrong or like whatever attitude, like you're gonna get that attitude back.
That's what you will get.
Like my decks will give you a sassy answer back. Like they're not gonna play around with you, and it's insulting to take up someone's time like that. Yeah. Even if you don't believe in it, that's like I feel like our people probably do, but yeah.
Even if you're giving them money, like that's still. It's not a good vibe.
It's not a good vibe. You can't expect that it's gonna play out well for you, or the other person.
Yeah. They might like catch your bad vibe.
Like a virus.
I'm sure. Yeah, they've got their own protections up. But still, they can sense that too, and might get a little bit like.
You can tell I'm still heated a little bit.
Yeah. And it would affect your reading.
Yeah, and you kind of have to like put it out of your mind so you can get to the next person, Try to be like, okay, we're moving on. At least online I can block people.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, this person's gonna go now. Bye bye.
The tarot or oracle, they'll never tell you like anything that you can't handle.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So
you don't need to be scared.
People like get scared or nervous sometimes, but like any message you get is a message that you can handle, and it never predict death or anything like that. Like no, it's not what they're for. Like.
And maybe that would be a red flag if you go to a reader and they tell you only super extreme things. They probably aren't the right person to be going to.
Yeah, or they're just like, oh no, like
fear mongering.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's a red flag. Don't put too much into like what they're saying. If every card is like, oh, you need to look out, or
you're gonna die, you have a secret illness, everyone is betraying you that you don't know about, you're gonna lose all your money tomorrow, or just ominous stuff that like doesn't add up to any real message like that. A lot of that stuff is
they're like trying to entertain you, I feel like, or scare you.
Yeah.
which is like,
This is
no,
unfortunate.
don't do that.
It's unfortunate. But not all readers are like that.
No.
So if you've had that experience, I apologize. But there are lots of great readers out there that are excited to give you like a well done reading, like a very detail oriented, well intentioned reading.
Absolutely.
So types of questions to ask when you're doing a reading, or if someone's giving you a reading and you are trying to like give them a direction to read for you in. You want to pick, depending on like the type of reading you get. Like if it's a quick reading, you don't want to ask a very long, detailed question. Where if you get if you're just getting a card pull, don't ask about your career for the next 70 years. You know, I think that's too much for like a single card pull for someone that's maybe you're only getting 5-10 minutes with. But if you book them for an extensive reading where you're going to be sitting with them for 30-60 minutes, that would be a great question for something like that, like a broad overview going into different parts of your career and how it's going to flow. But another one I get a lot is people asking for timing, but the way they phrase it is like, will this happen soon? And I've had a lot of problems with people just saying soon, because that's so relative. And I'll tell them, make sure you have a very clear image in your mind, or clear idea in your mind of what you mean by soon. Do you mean like a few days, a few weeks, like a few hours? Like that's too vague, and I think that it just messes up the whole reading and the way that it's received, even just me like trying to share it with them.
So like being specific.
In general, putting specifics, clarification on expectations. Like, is my raise going to be good? Like, what would that actually mean? You know what I mean? Am I going to live a long time? What does that actually mean to you?
Yeah.
Or are they going to like me back even? Sometimes that is a little bit too vague, because do they like you in what way? Like, when? You know?
As a person.
So a lot of times with that, if it's super vague and I'm not really getting a lot from them, I'll say like, all right, well, is this going to work out in their highest and greatest good? And I'll phrase it like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes that works out easier than trying to pull out a definition from them.
So you're like rephrasing their questions a lot. Yeah, I've had to do that too.
Yeah.
How do you feel about yes or no questions? In my experience, like in my experience, they don't like the tarot doesn't like that.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of other people will disagree with that, but sometimes I'll get an answer, but it's giving you more.
I like advice.
Yeah.
I'd rather ask for advice, or like, if this, then what? Or the other option, if that, then this.
Yes.
Like the outcomes.
Lay it out.
Yeah. Like either or, and like advice about each thing. Yeah. But like, it's not just going to be like, yes or no. I've never gotten a clear yes or no.
Especially when people ask like, should I do this? Or should I do that? Like, if you just ask, should I go to the store tomorrow? Like it's gonna be too much like in between to give you like a clear yes no.
Yeah.
That'd be another one where you could sub in like, is it in my highest and greatest good to go to the store tomorrow?
This.
Or should I go on Saturday? Like, you could pull a card for each instance, or you could be like, if I go to the store, then, like you were saying, like if then type of thing, and then if I don't, if then. I think that makes the readings come out much cleaner.
Yeah.
And less confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at this card. Oh, that one caught my eye.
Yeah. The 9 of Cups.
Oh yeah, I like that. I love that.
His little pocket angel.
I like how the angels are just around in this deck. It's really cute. It feels like you're spotting Easter eggs or something.
And the one with this, like trying to look. The major arcana is usually like a big angel, and then the minor arcana just have like
so cool.
little angels like here and there. Sometimes a couple of them.
Yeah, I think that they will reflect kind of whatever's going on. So, like, if I get distracted and I'm pulling cards, if I start thinking about, like, something random that happened earlier that day, like, I will put it back if a card flies out, because I think that it's responding to the random thought, not what I'm actually pulling for. And I think sometimes that trips people up, because they're like, oh, it flew out after I asked the question. I'm like, yeah, but what were you, like, thinking about when it came out? Like, were you focused on the intention for your reading or not? I think that matters. I think that might be a little controversial to say.
I think it matters, and I also feel like sometimes, like, it doesn't matter what your question is. You're like, the tarot's just trying to tell you something that you need to hear, and you're at first it might not make sense, but then you're like, oh, this is actually about this thing. I've also had readings where, like, in the moment I thought it was about something completely, like, different, and then I'll look back, like, a couple weeks or a month later, and I'm like, oh, like, actually it was about, like, whatever this is.
Yeah, it's like you were worried about your nails, but your whole ship's about to hit an iceberg. Actually, like, Pam, look over here.
Actually, redirect. We need to tell you this.
We need to tell you this.
We need to tell you this now.
Sometimes when I do readings for people,
it's usually things you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Like, it's like you had a bigger, more important message in your inbox, something more urgent. Like, I'll kind of refer to, like, people's spiritual inbox sometimes. Like, they have messages coming in that they're not reading.
I like that.
And sometimes I just feel like for certain people, I'm just chipping away at, like, messages that they have, like, stacked up, like, in their mailbox. Because I'll finish the reading and, like, I don't have time to do anymore, but I feel that there's more to say, like, about a whole bunch of other topics. And I'm like, we're gonna have to check back in, because
pick up on this later.
We've been at this for an hour. We're done today. Yeah. If you liked talking about tarot cards with us today, go ahead and like this video.
Like your fan.
Subscribe. Follow on all of our platforms. Comment. Tell us which deck you have that is your favorite, because we're always looking for more decks. So please tell us which ones you like the most that you have.
I think that's it. Follow us. Like and subscribe. Stay creepy.
Bye.
Bye.